Ever wondered how gaming has evolved over the years? Our journey begins in the mid-20th century, the 1950s to be precise, when the concept of video games was just beginning to take shape. It was a time of experimentation and innovation, as inventors and engineers began to explore the potential of digital technology for entertainment. The birth of video games is often attributed to two games, Tennis for Two and Space War. Tennis for Two, developed in 1958 by physicist William Higginbotham, was a simple two-dimensional game that simulated a game of tennis. It was rudimentary, yes, but it was a start. Space War, on the other hand, was a bit more complex. Created in 1962 by a group of students at MIT, Space War was a two-player game where each player controlled a spaceship and attempted to destroy the other. It was one of the first games to use a graphical display and was a stepping stone towards the interactive and immersive games we enjoy today. But what are games without a platform to play them on? Enter the Magnavox Odyssey, the world's first commercial home video game console. Released in 1972, the Odyssey was a game changer, quite literally. It allowed people to enjoy video games from the comfort of their own homes, a concept that was completely novel at the time. The Odyssey wasn't particularly sophisticated by today's standards, with its white square dots and monochrome display, but it was revolutionary in its own right. It paved the way for the gaming consoles of today, with their high-definition graphics and complex gameplay. The Odyssey also introduced the concept of interchangeable game cartridges, allowing players to switch between different games. This was a major innovation, as it expanded the possibilities for gaming and paved the way for the diverse range of games we have today. Thus began the era of video gaming, a new form of entertainment that would soon take the world by storm. As the 1970s progressed, video games began to move from research labs to the living rooms and arcades. It was a time when the digital revolution was just taking its baby steps, and the world of gaming was starting to come alive. In the late 70s and early 80s, arcade games began to sprout across the globe like digital mushrooms, dotting the landscape of shopping malls, movie theaters, and local diners. These machines, with their flashing lights and cacophony of sound, brought a new kind of entertainment that was interactive, competitive, and utterly addictive. Among these electronic marvels, there were a few that rose above the rest, becoming icons of the era. There was Pong, the simple yet enthralling table tennis game that pioneered the concept of two-player gaming. And then there was Pac-Man, a game so popular it was a cultural phenomenon, gobbling up quarters and hours with equal gusto. But the revolution didn't stop at the arcade. As the 80s rolled around, a seismic shift was taking place, the rise of home consoles. This was a game changer, quite literally. The Atari 2600, with its wood paneling and chunky joystick, brought the arcade experience into the living room. It was followed by the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, which launched a generation of gamers with its iconic titles like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda. These consoles not only transformed the way we played, but also how we perceived video games. They were no longer just a way to kill time while waiting for a movie or after a meal at a diner. They became an integral part of our lives, our culture, and our identity. It was a time of change, of innovation, and of excitement. The world of gaming was expanding, evolving, and entering our homes. With the advent of home consoles, video games were no longer a novelty but a household staple. The late 80s and 90s marked the beginning of what many call the console wars. This era was dominated by two main competitors, Sega and Nintendo. Each company was vying for supremacy in the world of home gaming consoles, with Sega's Genesis and Nintendo's Super Nintendo leading the charge. These consoles not only represented a significant leap in gaming technology, but also became the battleground for one of the most epic corporate rivalries in gaming history. The Sega Genesis, known for its blast processing and edgy marketing, was Sega's bid to capture the more mature gaming audience. Its games were often faster, flashier, and more action-packed. The Super Nintendo, on the other hand, focused on delivering rich stories, immersive worlds, and a more diverse gaming experience. This console saw the rise of some of Nintendo's most iconic franchises, such as The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario. As Sega and Nintendo battled it out, a revolution was taking place in the world of gaming genres. The late 80s and 90s saw the emergence of new genres that would forever change the landscape of gaming. Platformers like Super Mario Bros. Introduced players to new levels of precision and timing. Role-playing games or RPGs like Final Fantasy took players on epic quests in fantastical worlds, and first-person shooters like Doom brought a whole new perspective to the gaming experience. Each genre offered something unique, something that catered to the varying tastes and preferences of gamers around the world. The competition between Sega and Nintendo spurred innovation and creativity, leading to the development of games that pushed the boundaries of what was possible on a home console. While Sega and Nintendo battled for dominance, the gaming industry continued to innovate, creating a diverse array of genres that catered to all types of players. As we moved into the new millennium, the gaming industry was poised for a digital revolution. This was a shift that took us from cartridge to cloud, from physical to digital, and it was a game changer in every sense of the word. The heart of this revolution was the advent of online gaming. This wasn't just about playing against the computer anymore. Now you could square off against real people in real time from anywhere in the world. The internet had become the world's arcade. And in this new era, one game stood head and shoulders above all others: World of Warcraft. With its immersive gameplay and sprawling, interconnected world, it captivated millions and set the standard for massively multiplayer online games to come. But the digital revolution wasn't just about gameplay, it was also about distribution. The birth of digital platforms like Steam meant that gamers no longer needed to visit a store to get their hands on the latest release. With a click of a button, they could download a game straight to their console or computer. This not only made games more accessible, it also opened up opportunities for independent developers who could now reach audiences without the need for a physical product. And speaking of consoles, no discussion of the digital revolution would be complete without mentioning the PlayStation 2. Released at the turn of the millennium, it quickly became the best-selling console of all time. With its advanced graphics, broad range of titles, and ability to play DVDs, the PlayStation 2 was a powerhouse that brought gaming into the mainstream. It was a symbol of the times, embodying the spirit of innovation and accessibility that defined the digital revolution. But perhaps the most significant impact of the digital revolution was its democratization of gaming. Games were no longer just for the few, they were for everyone. Anyone with an internet connection could play, and with the rise of mobile gaming, they could play anywhere. The digital revolution transformed the gaming landscape, making games more accessible than ever before. And as we look to the future, it's clear that this is just the beginning. Today, the gaming industry stands at the forefront of technology and innovation. It's a realm where the boundaries between the digital and the physical continue to blur, where narratives are no longer just told but experienced. Let's take a look at esports, for instance. Once just a niche within a niche, competitive gaming has exploded onto the mainstream. Today, esports tournaments fill stadiums, attract millions of viewers online, and offer prize pools that rival, if not surpass, those of traditional sports. It's a testament to how far gaming has come, and a tantalizing glimpse of its potential future. Of course, we can't talk about the future of gaming without mentioning virtual reality. With VR, we're not just playing games, we're living them. Imagine, if you will, stepping into the shoes of your favorite character, exploring fantastic worlds not just through a screen, but with your own senses. That's the promise of virtual reality. Immersive, visceral experiences that push the boundaries of what's possible in gaming. Mobile gaming, too, has taken the world by storm. It's gaming on the go, gaming at your fingertips, anywhere, anytime. The rise of mobile gaming has democratized the field, bringing the joy of gaming to more people than ever before. And with advancements in technology, mobile games are becoming more sophisticated, more immersive, offering experiences that rival those of console or PC games. But the future of gaming isn't just about new platforms or genres, it's also about new technologies. Consider cloud gaming, which promises high-quality gaming experiences without the need for expensive hardware. Or AI, which could revolutionize game design, creating dynamic, responsive worlds that adapt to players' actions in real time. From humble beginnings, gaming has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry and a cultural phenomenon. Who knows what the future holds? As we stand on the precipice of this exciting new era, one thing is for certain: the future of gaming is bright, and we can't wait to see where it takes us next.